Alright, so here we have our exercises and their answers. So we're finding the slope, and we're substituting in our x1, y1, x2, y2 into the formula. One thing to watch out for, I would say, is this problem here. It's y2 is negative 5 minus a negative 3, right? Minus y1. So it's going to be minus negative 3. So negative 5 minus a negative 3. A lot of people make mistakes here. This reduces or simplifies to negative 5 or plus 3, because minus and minus become a plus, right? It becomes a positive number. So be careful about that. We see it again here where we have 3 minus a negative 2. When we see this, it becomes plus, so it's 3 plus 2. Another thing to watch out for is here on this problem. When we calculate the slope, we have a 0 in the denominator of a fraction. And when we have the 0 in the denominator of a fraction, we cannot have that, right? And so the answer here is infinity. And infinity, in the case of our slope here, means undefined, right? So we're going to write undefined if we have a 0 in the denominator of our fraction, and we'll box that. So our slope in this case is undefined. We have another special case here with number 7. Number 7, we have a 0 in the numerator, and that's fine because that simplifies to just 0, right? And a slope of 0 is a horizontal line. So we can see AE is a horizontal line. That's the slope of 0. The undefined slope is a slope that's a vertical line. Here's EM, it's a vertical line. Okay, and then we have this one here, which so what do? We substitute in our x1, y1, x2, y2 into the formula, and we also substitute in our m into the formula. And then you need to go ahead and try to solve for x, right? So that's the problem there. So our next set of problems is parallel and perpendicular lines, and what kind of slopes do they have. So if you examine the slopes of pairs of parallel lines and slopes of pairs of perpendicular lines, where neither line in each pair is vertical, you'll discover the following properties. Two lines have the same slope if and only if they are parallel. Two lines are perpendicular, meaning they do that. Right? Parallel is they do that. Perpendicular is they do that. So two lines are perpendicular if and only if the product of their slope is negative 1. Negative 1. So we're going to determine whether AB, line AB, and line CD are parallel, perpendicular, or neither for these points. Right? So how can we get started? Well, let's first start by finding the slope mathematically by plugging into the equation. So we have A and B, so then we're going to say M is equal to 5 plus 1, right? Or 5 minus a negative 1 becomes 5 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. So it's going to be 1 plus 1. So go to 6 over 2. That reduces down to 3. Okay, great. Or 3 over 1 if you want to have a rise over a run. And then our slope of CD is these two guys, so it's going to be 4 minus 2 over 5 minus 1. And so that reduces down to 2 over 4, and that is 1 over 2. It simplifies to 2 over 4, and that simplifies down to 1/2. So those are our two lines. Let's see if I did the math right here. Give me a second. So AB is 5 plus 1, 1 plus 1, 6 plus over 2 is 3, yes. And then this CD is 4 minus 2 over 5 minus 1, so it's 2 over 4. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so then now we want to say, what are they? Are they parallel? Well, if they're parallel, that means their slopes would be the same. These two numbers are not the same, thus the two lines are not parallel. They would be perpendicular if their product was negative 1, but it is not. So they are not perpendicular. And it leaves only one last option, is neither. So let's go ahead and say the lines are neither. So I'm just going to put neither. All right. And let's go ahead and graph it to verify our answer. So we got A is -1, -1. This is our A. And we have our B is 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our B. And then our C is 1, 2. And our D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our D and our C. So I'm going to draw my line as carefully as possible. And then my other line is going to go like that. And you could see very clearly that they are neither parallel nor perpendicular. So they're neither. To determine if the lines are perpendicular, find the product of their slopes. Right? So let's go ahead and find the product of their slopes. So it's going to be 3 times 1 over 2. So that's going to be 3 over 2. Right? And that's not -1. So they are not perpendicular. And so when we graph them, we could see that they are neither, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm filling out these fill in the blanks correctly, but they're neither. So we can draw that conclusion. Let's go ahead and see what exercises we have. So now we're supposed to determine whether these guys are parallel, perpendicular, or neither, and then graph them as well. And we're also supposed to graph the line that satisfy each condition. So we'll go ahead and complete those exercises as well. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and show the answers to these problems in the next video.